story, Wrinkled Hands and the Evening Meal. In a narrow alley nestled in the heart of the city stood an old 3-story house, home to Mr. Bakar's family. He was a retired carpenter, now living with his wife, Madame Salma, a woman who had spent her whole life preparing every meal for her children and grandchildren. Living with them were their only son, Irfan, his wife Hannah, and their 2 young children. Life wasn't luxurious, but it was warm and full of laughter. At least until the family began to feel bothered by Madame Salma. She was getting old. Her hands trembled. Her memory faded. Whenever she tried to cook, she'd often spill spices, oversalt the food, or burn the pot. The stains on the floor and the smell of burnt rice began to irritate Hannah. Irfan, though silent, often sighed and quietly cleaned up. He even started thinking about hiring a helper. One evening, during dinner, Madame Salma accidentally spilled a bowl of soup across the table. The younger child left. Hannah froze, placing her chopsticks down with a soft thud. "Mom, maybe you should just rest. I can cook." Madame Salma gave a faint smile and nodded. From that day on, she stopped entering the kitchen. But something strange began to happen. Little Rayan started crying at night, refusing to eat. His older sister became quieter. One day, Rayan asked his mother, "Why doesn't Grandma cook anymore? Her soup smells like warmth." Hannah was stunned. She remembered Madame Salma in the kitchen, back bent, wrinkled hands gently stirring the pot, always smiling. Since she left, the kitchen had felt empty. That night, long after everyone had gone to bed, Hannah walked into the kitchen. There stood Madame Salma, trying to scrub an old burnt pot with her trembling hands. Hannah stepped forward, gently held her mother-in-law's hands, and tears welled up in her eyes. "I'm sorry, Mom. I forgot something important. A good meal isn't just about taste, it's about the love behind it." The next morning, the whole family was surprised to see Madame Salma back in the kitchen, and Hannah beside her, washing vegetables. Irfan stepped out of his room, smiled at the sight, and joined them to set the table. The children ran in, begging to help wash the rice. From that day forward, mealtime was no longer just about food. It became a moment of connection. One afternoon, Mr. Bakar quietly said to Irfan, "Do you know why this house is warm? Because your mother lit the fire, and now your wife is keeping it alive." Irfan gently held his wife's hand. He understood then, if we want our children to respect their elders, we must first live with gratitude ourselves. Respect shouldn't just be taught with words. It must be lived through action. When children see their parents honor their grandparents with love and care, they grow up with gratitude in their hearts. A family doesn't need to be perfect, just filled with hearts willing to keep the fire of love alive. Respect begins at home, through empathy and through example.